Gravity Falls. Two twins named Dipper and Mabel travel to Gravity Falls to spend their summer break with their great uncle Stan, but a mysterious journal hidden in the forest is found by Dipper that reveals some of the town's mysteries, indicating that not everything may be as it seems. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out. The episodes follow the duo uncovering mysteries of the town, spearheaded by Dipper, while Mabel looks for a lover. Important characters include Wendy, who is a cool, laid-back, extremely skilled character and is also Dipper's crush. Zeus is a kind-hearted handyman who works at the Mystery Shack, where Wendy works as a cashier. And that same place is where the twins reside with Grandpa Stan. Gideon is a character adored by the majority and has a huge crush on Mabel. In the episode where Dipper uses time travel to help Mabel win a pig she then names Waddles, we meet Blandon, who is a part of the Time Anomaly crew and had been cleaning up the mess they were making. We find out that Gideon is the one who is the second journal, and in order to take over the Mystery Shack tries to bring Bill Cipher to help, a powerful and dangerous triangle-shaped demon who has been appearing throughout the series. Dipper falls asleep and enters Grunkle Stan's mindscape, a mysterious realm where dreams and nightmares come to life. Here, he meets Bill Cipher, who was trying to get the code to the safe where the deed to the Mystery Shack was being kept. Mabel and the others enter the mindscape and save him, but the shack gets destroyed and they move in with Susie's grandma. Dipper and his friends fight back and expose Gideon as a fraud. Grunkle Stan then picks up the second journal and borrows the third journal from Dipper. He enters the basement and...
After all these years, finally, we have them all.
He starts opening a portal which alerts the US government, who are taken care of for now. Dipper confesses his feelings to Wendy and they agree on just being friends. Zeus finds a laptop supposedly belonging to the author. Old Man McGucket, who is shown as being crazy but smart, is revealed to have started the Society of the Blind Eye, which wipes the memories of people in Gravity Falls. Blandon returns seeking revenge on Dipper, who cost him his job, and we learn that Zeus sees Grunkle Stan as a father figure because his father was never there for him. In Northwest Mansion Mystery, we learn that the riches of the Northwest family were built on lies, and that Pacifica Northwest, who is a bully at first, rejects her family traditions and chooses to set things right. McGucket comes with a warning about the end of the world. Dipper and Mabel are shocked to find out that their grunkle had been lying to them about his identity and that he had a lot going on in the basement. Mabel wants to shut down the portal, but Grunkle Stan says, "Please don't." To her, all Dipper is telling her not to trust him. In the end, she...
Grunkle Stan? 6, 5. I trust you. 1.
From the portal steps out Grunkle Stan's twin brother. We find out that they have a complicated relationship and get backstories of both of them and the origins of the journals. As time passes, Dipper is drifting away from Mabel and decides to stay in Gravity Falls. Bill Cipher then tricks Mabel and breaks free. In what is one of the best finales to any show, a 3-parter titled Widmageddon, Bill Cipher and his friends take over and decorate Gravity Falls. Mabel is saved by Dipper, Zeus, and Wendy from the new world she had created, and she forgives Dipper. Bill is outsmarted by Grunkle Stan and is trapped in his mind, and his memories get wiped out, thus defeating Bill Cipher for now. The story ends on a happy note as Grunkle Stan's memories come back and Dipper and Mabel leave Gravity Falls with a message from everyone.
Amphibia. Anne Bunchoy, a 13-year-old Thai American girl, steals and opens a mysterious music box with her friends Sasha and Marcy. They get transported to a frog-filled world called Amphibia. Anne meets a young frog named Sprig Planter who agrees to help her find a way back home. Polly, who is Sprig's sister, and Hop Hop, who is Sprig's grandpa, are the others that Anne lives with in Watwood as she settles there for a while. Anne bonds with the Planter family as the story progresses. We see that Sasha is being held prisoner by Captain Grime at Toad Tower, and tells Hop Hop how the music box was what transported her to Amphibia in the first place, and Hop Hop secretly buries it after finding that it's dangerous and that it's actually called the Calamity Box. Sprig gets closer with his friend Ivy. Meanwhile, at Toad Tower, Sasha uses her charm to get everyone to like her, to Captain Grime's dismay. When Percy, a soldier with no lights on upstairs, leads a group of heron to attack the tower, Sasha uses the opportunity to not just escape but also help the toads. She convinces Grime that to get people to like him, he just needs to say nice things to them. Using this strategy, they defeat the herons and Grime makes Sasha lieutenant to the Toad army while she vows to find Anne and Marcy. Anne wins an award as thanks at the Frog of the Year Awards and they plan to throw her a party. She's then told to meet someone outside. And then she sees Sasha but with the toads who round up all the frogs and imprison them. Anne learns from Sasha that they plan on killing Hop Hop because his run for mayor has caused a rebellion to surface. Sprig outs Sasha for being a bully and then she and Anne get into a sword fight with Anne kicking Sasha's butt. The tower's blown up as everyone flees. Sasha tells Anne that she's better off without her and the toads take her away. The Planters and Anne plan to go to Utopia to get answers about the Calamity Box. They have a short stop and are followed by a robot throughout their journey. Following her defeat by Anne, Sasha's been training to get her revenge on her and the Planters, while also looking after an out-of-shape Grime. The two of them decide to take over Utopia. Meanwhile, the Planter family stop by a wax museum run by the curator and we get a nod to Gravity Falls. When the Planters finally make it to Utopia, Anne reunites with her other friend Marcy whilst being watched by the king of Amphibia, Andreas, who was plotting something. There's a special episode called Hopping Mall where Anne and Sprig bond over sharing memories of their mothers. Anyway, Andreas tells Marcy and Anne that in order for them to go home, they have to charge the music box, and gets upset with Hop Hop when she learns that he hid the Calamity Box but forgives him after a while. They recharge the green gem on the box after some trials and tell King Andreas, who reports to a multi-eyed being. The blue gem is the next one they recharged, but not fully. For the pink gem, they recharge it with help from Sasha and Grime, who they meet at the third temple, but there is still tension among them. Anne, Marcy and Sasha reform their band and perform together after some bickering. In the episode True Colors, which is one of the best in the show, Sasha and Grime reveal their true intentions of taking over the kingdom. King Andreas reveals that he wants to take over other worlds using the Calamity Box, and Marcy admits that she knew about this. Polly grows legs and takes the music box, but then she gives it up when King Andreas threatens to throw Sprig out of the tower, but he does it anyway. Sprig is saved by Marcy, who opens the portal for them to go through, and Anne unleashes powers from the blue gem. Marcy is stabbed just as Anne and the Planters arrive in Los Angeles. The Planters start to adjust to life in the human world, and back in Utopia, we see that Marcy is still alive, in a way. King Andreas sends a cloak bot to kill the Planter family and Anne in the human world. Sasha joins with the people of Wartwood to fight back against Andreas. Andreas appears and reveals his plan to use Marcy as a host for his multi-eyed master, the Core, which is a digital amalgamation of Amphibia's greatest minds. The Core transfers itself into Marcy's body, taking her over. In the human realm, Dr. Jan and Terry help Anne build a portal to Amphibia, which is powered up by Anne, and they go back to Amphibia. Mother Ohm implies that Sasha and Marcy have similar powers to Anne because of a prophecy. King Andreas invades Earth with a castle and he willingly lets Anne defeat him and reveals that he is part cyborg. Dark Marcy, or Darcy, fights with Grime and Sasha, resulting in Grime's hand being cut off. Sasha slices the neural link and frees Marcy, though the helmet crawls away. The heroes transport the castle back to Amphibia and announce their victory, only to see the red moon heading towards the planet. The Core's helmet blasts into space and attaches itself to the moon, rocketing it towards the planet. Valeriana imbues Anne, Sasha and Marcy with the gem's powers so that they can repel the moon. When Sasha and Marcy's powers begin to fade, Anne absorbs all three gems and blows up the moon and the Core, but at the cost of her life. She awakens in a strange realm and meets the Guardians of the Stones, who had, before Anne perished, made a copy of her and offers to make her their successor. Anne declines, feeling she's not ready. The Guardian understands and returns her to life and leaves her with tiny gem shards. The girls have a heartfelt goodbye with the amphibians before departing, and the box along with the shards turn to dust. 9 months later, life in Amphibia has changed for the better, including Polly now being a fully grown frog. After unveiling a statue of Anne in Wartwood, Spring lives with Ivy to explore a newly discovered continent. 10 years later, Sasha picks up Marcy before going to where Anne works to surprise her for her birthday. The Owl House. A 14-year-old loose Heather, instead of going to reality check camp, follows an owl and goes through a portal that takes it to the Boiling Isles, a magic realm full of witches, demons, and other supernatural beings. She meets Ida, a fugitive witch who sells human items. Ida takes Luce to her home, the Owl House, where she introduces herself to King, the self-proclaimed King of Demons. Luce decides to stay with Ida and learn to be a witch like Azura, a favorite character from her favorite series of novels. Luce discovers that she can learn magic quicker at Hackside School, where she meets Willow, who was being picked on by Amity Blight, who came off as rude. She also meets Gus, who is obsessed with humans. Unfortunately, she gets banned from the school and continues learning magic with Ida's help, who we find out drinks elixir bottles to avoid turning into an owl beast, a curse she got when she was younger. Luce learns how to use magic by drawing specialized glyphs. At an annual convention, Luce challenges Amity to a witch's duel, and they both cheat with Lilith, Ida's sister, and Ida's assistants. Kikimora appears and tells Lilith that she should capture Ida for the Emperor. Luce, whilst checking out the library, she unintentionally reads Amity's diary, who is mad at first, but they understand each other later on and get a bit closer. Principal Bump accepts to enroll Luce into Hackside after convincing from Ida. Luce learns ice magic when she had to save Amity and Ida. On her first day at Hackside, Luce chooses multiple tracks of magic to learn because she didn't want just one. In a photo class, we learn that Amity and Willow used to be close friends, but Amity was forced to damage that relationship by her parents because of their social status. At Grom, Hackside's prom, a monster appeared that takes the shape of people's fear, and we see that Amity's fear was being rejected by Luce. It is revealed that in the human world, someone is impersonating Luce and sending letters to her mother. As Ida's curse is worsening, Luce aims to help her, but Lilith gets in the way. So Ida and Lilith battle it out. During this battle, Lilith reveals that she was the one who cursed Ida and takes her away, while Luce returns to the Owl House defeated. Rather than cure Ida as he had promised, Emperor Belos sends her to be petrified, and this angers Lilith, who with the help of Luce break the portal door Belos was making and save Ida. Lilith then shares the curse Ida had with her, losing most of her magic. Back in the human realm, a doppelganger of Luce is living with an oblivious Camilla. Meanwhile, Luce meets up with Amity, who helps her enter the forbidden section of the library to learn more about Philip Whitterbane, the first human on the Boiling Isles. This cost Amity her job at the library, but Luce got it back for her, and now a purple-hair-dyed Amity thanked Luce with a kiss on the cheek. At Hackside, the following day, it is Palisman Pairing Day. A palisman is a companion that can be used for transportation and magic. A golden god of the Emperor fails to steal the palisman and bonds with Luce, revealing his name to be Hunter, and is abandoned by the Emperor. Hunter is chosen by a palisman named Flapjack, while Luce gets some palistrom wood to carve hers. We meet Rain, who is Ida's ex-partner and is being controlled by Belos. In Knock Knock knocking on Hooty's door, Hooty, who is the Owl House, helps each character in the house with their problems. King, in finding himself, learns that he has powers. Ida works with her curse to form a new harpy form, and Luce and Amity ask each other out. Luce later manages to make a portal, but it is defective, and talks to her doppelganger in the human realm, who is called V, who was experimented on by the Emperor's Coven. Camilla, Luce's mom, agrees to continue living with V and is promised by Luce that she will return. Emperor Belos reveals that a day of unity will come soon, which is a day of celebration, and reveals his face for the first time. Meanwhile, Luce and Lilith enter a mystical puddle that allowed them to travel through time, and they talk to Philip, who is then revealed to be younger Belos. On the following day, Luce acts strange in the presence of Amity. Later, Luce confesses to Amity that today is the anniversary of her father's death, and she was upset that she cannot be with her mother on this day, and they comfort each other. Luce and Hunter one day get stuck in the Emperor's mind, and they find out that Hunter is a Grimwalker, who is a recreated replica of Belos' brother, and Luce finds out that Philip is Belos. Hunter runs away and starts living at Hackside, while Luce tells Ida and King all she had learnt, including that at the Day of Unity, Belos was seeking to drain all the magic from everyone on the Boiling Isles. We find out that King is a Titan and is the son of the Titan that is a part of the Boiling Isles. One day, before the Day of Unity, Ida is branded with the Bard Carven Sigil as a part of a plan to corrupt Belos' draining spell with her curse while disguised as rain. Those who had been separated from Amity reunite and they share their first kiss. On the Day of Unity, the draining spell activates and everyone's magic begins to drain away. Those, with help from King, Amity, Willow, Gus, and Hunter, try to stop Belos. King frees the Collector from his prison, promising to be his playmate afterward. Collector seemingly destroys Belos before stopping the draining spell, only to proceed to reshape the Boiling Isles so he can play with the residents. King pushes Luz and her friends through the portal into safety, unknowingly followed by a piece of Belos. Luz finally reunites with her mother. Luz and her friends spend the next couple of months in the human realm. Meanwhile, Hunter continues to have visions of Belos and is unknowingly possessed by him. After a while, Hunter overcomes Belos' control, but becomes seriously injured as a result. So Flapjack sacrifices himself in order to revive him. Belos opens a portal door to the demon realm and escapes through it, with the group intending to follow him, joined by Camilla. Luz and her friends arrive in the Boiling Isles to discover that the Collector has turned almost everyone into puppets. King does not want to hurt the Collector due to his childish innocence, but Belos takes over Rain's puppets to manipulate the Collector that everyone is against him. Luz and her friends escape to the Collector's castle as their talisman finally hatches into a snake shifter which she calls String Beam. The Collector tosses Luz, Ida, and King into nightmares of their own making, but they quickly escape them with the use of the Light Glyph. The Collector decides to play a series of games against them, where it is revealed that he is sad because his siblings abandoned him and the Titan mistook him for the enemy and sold him away. Rain expels Belos, but he takes over the Titan's heart and controls the Boiling Isles. Luz protects the Collector from Belos' blast but is killed and is sent to an in-between dimension where she meets King's dad, the Titan. He imbues Luz with enough power to return and fight Belos, which he does with help from Ida and King. Luz disconnects Belos from the heart of the Titan and then he dies as it rains. Everyone is happily reunited, but the magic from the glyphs died when the Titan did. 4 years later, Luz has graduated high school and has been accepted into a college at the Boiling Isles. A portal door remains open between the human world and the Boiling Isles. We then finish off the series with a montage guided by Albert, showing us the new Boiling Isles, how everyone is doing, and we learn that King's powers are getting stronger, so the magic from the glyphs is restored. That's it for this one.